right, Franklin, can you please unmute?
I wanna.
Minh Anh, Minh Anh, can you please unmute? Vĩnh Nguyên, can you please unmute? Minh Anh, Phạm Nguyễn Minh Anh. Minh Anh, can you hear me? Can you please unmute? Lê Ngọc Vũ, are you there? Can you please unmute? Nhật Huy, Võ Nhật Huy, can you please unmute? Đức Bảo, can you please unmute? Đức Bảo, can you hear me? Can you please unmute? Yes, can you please unmute? Not ready. Yeah, very nice. Okay, everyone, please put your hands at your chest. An Nhiên, can you please unmute and put your hands at your chest?
Thầy ở nương ngay cho mày. Giờ con học xong rồi đấy. Rất là chill, mình chill.
Minh Anh, can you please put your hands at your chest? An Nhiên, can you put your hands at your chest like me?
An Nhiên kìa, tên mẹ kìa.
Can you see? An Nhiên.
Còn mẹ à?
Can you put your hands together in front of your chest? Yeah, that's right. Everyone say after me. Hello, Venerable Sir.
Hello, Venerable Sir.
Nice. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you again. So let's sit in a comfortable meditation posture. Make sure your legs, hands, and face are clearly visible in the video. All right. Maplet has something to say. Maplet, Tien Min. What can I do for you?
Venerable Sir, my Wi-Fi is weak. I cannot turn on the camera and I don't hear you very well. So I cannot turn on my camera. Would you please accept me?
Unfortunately, I cannot accept you, but I will be very happy to see you next time, and you can see the recording of this meeting. Thank you very much. All right, so I see that Jan Vin Nguyen is not sitting in the right posture. Do you know how to sit in the right posture? Jan Vin Nguyen. You need to keep both of your legs at on the floor like this. Can you do that? Okay. Okay, that looks much better. All right. I will ask the the teaching assistants to take the students who are not ready for meditation right now. Nathan, what can I do for you? Okay, so make sure that you sit in the proper meditation posture. Make sure that your back is erect. And during meditation, we will not be moving at all. Today, we will be meditating 3 minutes, and we will be only observing our breath. We will close the eyes, and we will keep our eyes closed throughout the time of meditation. Eyes are closed, back is erect, and we breathe. We make the first determination, the first decision. From now on, for 3 minutes, I will meditate on breath without any movement. From now on, for 3 minutes, I will meditate on breath without any movement. From now on, for 3 minutes, I will meditate on breath without any movement. And we breathe. And we clearly know when we are breathing in, we say in our minds, breathing in. And when we breathe out, we clearly say, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And we are curious. What is breath? Where is it? How does it work? Where does it start? Is it comfortable or not? Is it long or short? How wide is it? How long is it? How do I feel this breath? Where can I feel this breath? We are watching the breath only in the body, starting from the nose all the way until the lungs, or some watch it in the belly. No problem. You watch all of the breath and you're curious, you explore. As if you visit a new country, you want to explore. What is here? What is there? Now, because the time for this sitting is finished, let's make the last determination, the last decision in our minds, voicelessly. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. And we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting. All right. So everybody will be changing their posture to the secondary posture, including Jan Vien Muyen. Do you know how to sit in the resting posture? Jan Vien Muyen. Like this. You keep your legs, both of your legs, by the side of you. Can you sit like that? Try it out. Nice. You see, you can do that. Okay. Pew Pew, can you also sit in the resting posture? Nice. You see, you can do it. All right. Looks good. So now, what we are going to do is I will ask you my questions. How many times did you meditate last 7 days? So everybody come close to your camera, come close to your device, laptop, iPad, phone, whatever you use, and answer as soon as possible. We are waiting for answers. Come and answer. Still many people need to answer.
How many
So
times
answer as soon as you can.
you meditate? Hả? How many times you meditate? Hiểu đúng không? Con không có ngày nào luôn á.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, we got pretty good number of answers. So I think that's pretty good. We have most of you actually did meditate at least 5 times, 5 times the last week. So hopefully we can maintain it. And those of you who meditated 1 or 2 times, or 3 or 4 times, somehow improve it. It's great that you could meditate 3 or 4 times, and now is the time to do better. Okay, now is the time to do better. If you meditated 4 times, you need to just increase 1 more day. If you meditated 3 days, you need to increase 2 more days, and you get to your 5 days in the week. All right, 5 days in a week is not enough, but it is not bad. Okay, at least 5 days a week, it's not bad. But good is only if you can get all 7. All right, you need to get all 7. And if it is very difficult for you, you are ill and you're traveling and you have so much work and you have so many problems, then at least 5 times in the week. All right, so I see we have here some questions. And I have decided that I will be answering questions after we do what we have to do. So please remember your questions, and I will invite you to ask your questions as soon as we do what we have to do today. All right, so that people who need to go to sleep, they can go to sleep happily while they know all the basics. So next question is coming, and that will be. Next question will be, how long time did you meditate? Okay, please everybody come to your devices and tell us your answer. Did you meditate 20 breaths or 5 minutes or 6 to 10 minutes or more than 10 minutes? And just a little, no, that's fine. So we are still waiting for you. Come and answer as soon as you can. Tutam, who should I send a message so that you read it immediately?
Yes, Sunday. Can you repeat the question?
To who will I send my messages? To Fa Yao Theravada, is it right?
No, you send me Devante. Can you please send me Devante?
Who? Miss Famha? What did you say?
Could you kindly send me Devante?
Me
Can you hear me
means
well?
who? Tutam?
Yes, Monday. Good.
Okay.
It seems my connection is not very.
All right. So not everybody still voted. We are still waiting for many of you. Check your device. There is a question. Come and answer right now. We are waiting for you. Come and answer. More of you need to answer. So check your device. Did you already answer? That's good. If you did not answer yet, then come to your device, look at your phone, iPod, or whatever it is, and answer right now. We are waiting for your answer. Still many people need to answer. We are waiting for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Okay, so I see that most of you meditated 20 breaths, but that is no more the case. That is the beginner's style. So I think you are no more beginners, so you can now advance and meditate at least 3 minutes. Next time our questions will be a little better, so we will be asking you 20 breaths, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and 10 minutes, so that you have a better choice. But do not meditate on 20 breaths anymore. Meditate at least 3 minutes. Okay, because that's what we meditate here. Meditate at least 3 minutes. All right. How will you know 3 minutes? How will you find out that it's 3 minutes? Well, either you have a digital clock like this, and 3 minutes means that the last number adds 3. So for example, if you meditate 3 minutes and you start at 8:22, then you will finish at what time? 8:25, because 2 and 3 is how much? 5. So you finish at 8:25. All right, that's 3 minutes. And you may need to have a clock like this in front of you during meditation. All right. So as you meditate in your nice and beautiful meditation posture, you need to keep the clock, you see the clock, in front, to the side, either to your right or to your left. Cannot keep it in front. No, wrong. All right. Must be either on the left or on the right. Now you see it reverse, but from my side, it is my left and my right. So on one side, you need to keep your clock. And then, as you meditate, you want to see what is the time. Then you open your eyes a little to see the clock, to see the time, and then you close your eyes again. So that's how you do it. Do not set alarm clock. Do not set alarm clock, okay? Only open your eyes a little, check what's the time, and if the 3 minutes are not gone yet, then just close them and look a little later. If the 3 minutes are already gone, well, then you finish your meditation. It's just that simple. So use a clock, okay? Ask your parents to provide you with a clock. You can actually ask your parents to provide you with a small clock. Small clock that you can easily get in a shop with clocks. Those are special clocks made for meditators. But you can have tiny small alarm clock. You just do not set the alarm. All right. I do not have here digital clock, but I think most of you clearly know how to see that 3 minutes is gone. All right. 3 minutes is gone when the big hand in the clock, when the big hand moved three dots lower or 3 dots further. So this way you find out that 3 minutes is gone. Ideally you use digital clock for your meditation time, because the other clock may be noisy. You know, it's doing this sound tick, 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 tick. We don't want that sound. No. So a digital clock is better. All right. So I will, again, I'm reminding you, I will be answering all questions at the end of our meeting, because we have a lot of things that we need to do today. All right. And we will start with your homework. So, Tutam, send me please the list of the people you have selected for today homework. Have you already selected?
Yes, Bhante.
Excellent.
Can I send you the chat box or?
Yes, please, in private message. Always send me things in private message. And you, children, I will be now talking to you about some new rules. So there will be some rules regarding, but they're not really rules, you know, they're more of recommendations. Rule is if there is a punishment, then it's a rule. If there is no punishment, then it's not rule. Remember that like this. If people tell you, oh, now I give you a rule, but they do not provide you with punishment, then it is not a rule. Rule must have a punishment. I'm not giving you rule now. I'm now giving you only recommendation. If it does not have punishment, it is a recommendation. Rule and recommendation. What's a rule? When there is also punishment if you do not follow the rule. What's a recommendation? Recommendation is a rule that does not have punishment. So if you break it, nobody cares. That's recommendation. So now I will provide you with some recommendations. And that is related to Zoom. Chat box. So chat box recommendations. Tell me if you go to toilet. That's my number one recommendation. But that's a rule, because if you do not tell me you go to toilet and you are not in the video, we remove you from the meeting. So that's a rule, because it has a punishment. But there is a recommendation that you need to write in the chat box only what is important for you. All right? Do you have some question? Did you not understand something? Do you have some emergency, some big problem? Let me know in the chat box. All right? We will try to help you as much as possible. But do not write there nonsense that's not related to our class. Okay, so Save the chat box for questions so that when you have immediate urgent question, you can ask me in the chat box and I will see it, because I may miss it. There may be things that I miss, and that's not good. I don't want to miss anything. All right, so that is regarding the recommendations for chatbox. Write for me only what is needed. Avoid using emojis in the chat box. They don't help anything. Nobody cares about your emojis. Nobody cares. Don't use them in this chat box here. All right? If you want to send a message that you like something, then you send it as a separate emoji. Okay. And do not use angry emojis. All right? Use only happy emojis and love emojis and kiss emojis. Yes, that's okay. But not angry emojis. Not bad emojis. No, cannot. I don't like it. All right. So now, yes, and if you have some private message, you can send me a private message. Yes, and number one recommendation, that is especially high recommendation. If you want to tell someone something, send them private message in the chat box so that I don't see it. Send them private message. I don't need to see your private things. I don't care. I'm here to teach you Buddhism. Okay? I don't have a problem that you are talking about games or things, whatever. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to know it. Okay, so now let's move on to the homework. So we have 3 people today to talk. Let me see. It's again lost in the sea of comments. Fine. Felix Wu, Nina Nguyen, Sư Duy Khôi Nguyen, Sư
Duy Khôi Nguyên.
Sư Duy Khôi Nguyen, right? How do you read it?
Sử Duy Khôi Nguyên. Các bạn được.
Yes. So these 3 people, please raise your hand. So Sư Duy Khôi Nguyen and Nina Nguyen, we are waiting for you to raise your hand. You're waiting for Nina. Nice. Very well. So, Felix, we will show you your homework.
But can I get my book?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So that means we need to start with Nina. So we will switch to Nina, please. Nice. Nina, did you make a mind map for all 7 days?
Yes,
Nice.
I did.
Thank you very much. So can you please tell us about your mind map for Wednesday? What did you write there? How should we understand it? I'm listening. So I'm waiting for Nina. Nina, you need to unmute yourself and tell us, what do we see?
silly, normal, bored, and happy.
Yes. So can you tell us what do you mean by silly?
I play a lot and I get sometimes too silly.
I see. What does that mean? Can you tell us more about that?
So,
How do you what is different between silly and normal?
when I'm normal, then I just be like myself.
Stop, drink, stop.
No, they can draw, no problem. Let it easy. But Nina, what do you do when you're silly?
I usually tell Ian silly stuff, like funny jokes and stuff. And I feel silly.
Okay, nice. Thank you very much. So, Tutam, you need to learn some more Zoom. So you need to go to screen share controls. Do you know where you have screen share controls? Tutam.
Devante.
You
I
know
don't
nothing.
Devante.
So you need to go to screen share controls. Screen share controls, when you share screen, you will have a little bar, a new bar where you have your screen, your share screen controls, and you have their drawing and things like that. Do you see that bar?
When I'm sharing, yes, I see the bar Devante.
Yeah. Can you see there a button called More?
Yes, Devante.
Yes. Can you click on it?
Actually, this is from the Zoom. I can see the pair for the sharing.
So did you find it?
Yes, Devante.
So you clicked on the
I
button
think-
More. So what happened?
I don't see the button more Devante, just like the mouse, the like text or something.
Just a moment
But
ago,
I
you
can-
said that you could see it. So why do you now
yes,
say
because
it?
because Devante, because I just like sync the raspberry from my sharing, but this is actually from the Zoom.
So
Sorry, Devante. I'm really sorry. I will send.
so let's learn more about Zoom. Today we will learn how to disable drawing. Amazing.
Actually, there is a button or something to disable drawing.
Have you ever had a situation when you're sharing your screen during a meeting and somebody starts drawing on your screen? Hi, this is Anastasia Martinez, and in today's video I'm going to show you one hack about Zoom that I learned recently.
Wait a minute.
So I usually use Zoom for meetings with my students, and I usually and always share my screen with them. The other day I was sharing my screen with a group of my students, and then I saw that somebody started circling something on my screen. Honestly, I freaked out. I was like, I don't know what am I going to do? So I'm going to show you what I learned after that. That was actually a great time for learning something. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you as I would do with my students. You can share. So this is the screen that my students would normally see, right? And as a student, if you're especially using your phone, you would see this pencil at the bottom of your screen. And you can circle, draw anything you want, right? Okay, how you can disable it is that you would go to these three dots right here, click on them, and then click on I already disabled it. It'll say disable as in these annotations. If you want your students to enable them, for example, you want a particular student to circle something on your screen, that's when you can enable them. Or you can click on disable their annotations. Alright, I hope that helps. And if you like this video, please click on there, like.
So let me see. Because I don't see it either. Oh, here it is. I got it. I got it. No. So try everybody to draw. No drawing. Try it. No more drawing. You forgot to draw.
Yay! No more missing.
Guys, forgot to draw. What are you doing? You're lazy.
Yay,
Cannot draw even a
no
little
more
dot. What you doing? Amazing. So now I know how to do that. So Tutam, actually what you need to do, you just need to follow the instructions of the person
Yes.
in the YouTube. So you go to the more button, and there
Yes,
you will have the options: record to on this computer, record to the cloud, captions, breakout room, raise hand. That's the first section from the top. Then you have another section called copy streaming link. And right under this copy streaming link, there will be the option, one single option called disable annotation for others. Disable annotation for others. It's let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seventh. It's the seventh option from the top. Is the seventh option from the top in the more button. Okay, so try it out. Share the screen and see if you can do it.
yes, Bante.
So guys, please draw for us because we want to know whether it works or not. Nice, thank you. More. It's not enough. Draw some more.
Why did you even put that back in?
So we want you to draw so that we can test the feature. What happened? So Tutam, did you find it?
Yes, Bante.
In the button more, did you find it? Disable annotations?
Yes, did it, Bante. Now
Okay.
everyone can try to draw.
Yeah, dear children, please kindly draw something. No more drawing? That's a pity. No more drawings. Okay, horrible. Anyway, let's continue. So, Nina, what does it mean? What do you mean when you say that when you draw a normal face? How to understand it?
I think normal place.
Nina, I'm talking to Nina.
I just feel like nothing.
Feel like nothing. Okay. So Nina, next time you need to be more careful and watch what is to be silly. What is the difference between silly and happy? Nina. Nina, I'm talking to you. What is the difference between being happy and silly? Nina. I'm waiting for you.
I'm not really sure.
You're not sure. Okay, okay, that's good. So that means that you need to watch more what's going on in your mind. How is being happy different from being silly? How is silly being different from happy? So that you can explain it to me when I ask you, if I ask you next time. Nice. Thank you very much. Well done. And I will ask Sư Dui Khoi Nguyen.
Yeah. I feel happy because for the whole day I get to wear my pajamas. I feel lazy because whenever I wear my pajamas, I feel like I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
feel
see.
relaxed after the break. We were running, and after the break, I get to sleep. The teacher said that if you're tired, then you get to sleep.
Okay. So
I'm not sure about that. It's like
what
that.
what did you do when you were lazy?
I lie on the beanbags and then I sleep.
Excuse me? What did you do when you were lazy?
I went into my classroom, jumped onto the beanbags, and then fell asleep.
I see. Okay. Okay, nice. All right, thank you very much. And finally, we have who's the third person? Third person is Felix. Felix, are you here with us?
But I said I forgot my book at school and my drawings in there.
Well, we have what we have. So can you tell us what did you draw? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. I draw happy, sad, sit. I draw happy, silly, and sad.
Mm-hmm. So what is silly?
See, I feel silly because I saw my at school I saw them my friend and they were acting silly, and silly means like it's something funny, like crazy.
Crazy. So what do you do when you're crazy? What do you do when you're silly?
I laugh.
I see. I see. Okay. Okay, nice. Thank you very much. So that's good, pretty good for the homework. And now we will be looking a little at. Let's look at our homework for the next week, and then we will be. I will be resolving your questions. Oh, it stays disabled until I enable. That's nice. So it will just stay without drawing. All right. So now you have done your mind map, and you can continue by morning metta. 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 Do you know what this is? Metta means loving kindness. Metta is the time when you allow other beings to be happy. So there will be some explanations, so you will be reading about that. And then we have morning metta, and then we also have alien the great steps into the precepts. So you will be studying the 5 precepts. So I want you to read what's in the book before we talk about them more in detail. You will be learning about the three refuges and the five precepts and very deep things, complicated and hard to understand and remember. And this is the start. So you will be learning something very difficult. So if you don't understand, that's fine. And if you have any doubts, any worries about these 5 rules, they are rules because they have punishment. If you don't follow these 5, you will be punished. And the punishment is pretty bad. So you don't want to break these rules. We always want to follow these rules very carefully so that we are not punished. Now the problem with this punishment here is that the punishment comes naturally. All
Dear,
right?
dear Bante,
Yes.
dear Bante,
Yes.
excuse me, Bante.
Yes.
Can you interrupt you a little bit? It seems that your connection is not good. So sometimes we can hear you from you well, dear Bante.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yes, Bante.
Robert, can you hear me well? Can you see me well?
Yes, yes.
Robert
Now I
can
can
see me
hear
and
you
hear me
well.
well.
But
Now it's better.
sometimes it does glitch out.
I see.
Like you can't hear your friends or see for friends.
Okay. Well, from my side, I see you and hear you pretty nicely continuously. So hard to tell what could be the reason. So the 2 homeworks for next week are morning metta and then alien the great steps into the precepts. So now I will be talking about the punishment if you do not follow the 5 rules. You will be reading about the 5 rules, but I will explain the punishment. So the reality of the world is that if you wish to cause harm to another person, you yourself will be harmed in the future. Maybe right after you harm the other person. Maybe later in this life. Maybe you will be harmed by being born as a dog or cat or mosquito or something else. Or maybe you will be harmed in another life. Or maybe as you are born next life, for example, as a human, you will be harmed as you are human. So, for example, if you mock and disturb another person in learning and you try to make them unsuccessful in their learning practice, and you mock them and you laugh at them, wah ha ha, oh, you want to learn something, wah ha ha, you will never be able to learn that. Well then, that means that in your next lives, you will not be able to learn anything. You will not be able to memorize, to remember, to understand. Why? Because you prevented the other person from being successful in their learning. Now, guess what could be the consequence? What could happen if you actually support someone in their learning? If somebody is learning and memorizing and training, and you say, can I bring you a cup of tea? Or can I bring you a cup of juice? Or can I, as you're learning, as you're studying from your book and for your school, can I tidy up your room? They would not believe you that you're serious. And it's this that it is so extremely difficult to do, that it is so powerful. Because if you tell your brother or your sister, oh, my dear brother, you're now learning for classes, I will tidy up your room so that you can learn peacefully after you finish your learning, so that I don't disturb you. Oh, they will be so happy. Oh, you will tidy up my room. I can't believe that. You must be joking. Probably they will then have more respect and more appreciation for you. Because they will understand and they will see that you seriously wish good for them. But in the natural law of the world, if you help someone, you will be helped. Even if your brother or sister will never ever appreciate what you do for them. Or if your parents are studying at the university or at any school, even if the other person never ever appreciates what you do good for them, it doesn't matter at all. Why doesn't it matter? Why doesn't it matter? Because you will receive the result of your good actions anyway. Maybe later in this life, maybe when you become older, maybe in your next life. But it doesn't matter. Your good action is never lost. Nobody can ever remove the good that you do. Nobody. Your good actions are yours and they're your true possession. Nobody can ever steal them. Nobody can reduce them. Nobody can remove them. You are the ultimate emperor of your actions. If you do good deeds, you will enjoy as the result for your good deeds. If you do bad deeds, you will suffer for your bad deeds. If somebody bullies you, or insults you, or harms you, you don't need to worry. They will suffer 1,000 times more than what they do to you. If you ever could see how they will suffer in the future, you yourself would pity them. There is no need for you to make any revenge at all. Absolutely useless, lost time. The nature will always return back your good deeds back to you as pleasure, and your bad deeds to you as suffering. Everything you've done in this life that was bad, be it telling lies, stealing, or killing little beings, everything will get back to you. You will suffer it all, thousands, hundreds of thousands of times more than you did. And everything good that you did, if you ever told someone advice, if you ever gave any animal or human, if you gave them any food or any clothes or a toy or whatever you have, or a book, if you allowed someone, if you lent someone your pencil or gave someone a paper, those are all good deeds. And all these good deeds will get back to you and you will enjoy them thousands, hundreds of thousands of times more than what you did. Every action you do will get back to you. All right? So those who are drawing on our screen, later when they will be teaching, oh, they will suffer so much from drawing on their screen. All right? So always remember, why do you do what you do? All right? Those who are drawing on the screen, when I ask them draw on the screen, please, oh, they will enjoy seeing and having what they want. Because they provided me what I needed, so they will have what they need in the future. Well, drawing is a little thing, so of course, what's going on in here? So drawing is a little thing. So, of course, it will not bring a huge result because drawing is a little thing. But suppose that you have your last little bit of cake, or your last candy, or your most beautiful t-shirt that you are not wearing at this moment. And then someone comes and says, "Oh, I really want it." And then you say, "Okay, here you have it." That's a big good deed. Do not give people things that you are wearing or that you need at this moment. Don't give that. All right? You can say, "Please wait. I will try to find out. I will try to find out how to get this thing also one more time so I can give it to you in the future." That's what you can do. So, for example, you have a pen. It's your last pen. You're at school. You need to write your notes, and somebody comes, "Oh, you have such a beautiful pen. Please give it to me." And you say, then you should not give them your pen, because then you don't have a way how to write your notes. Instead, you say, "Please wait. I will find a way. I will try to find a way how to get another pen like this. And when I get it, I will give it to you." But if you do not use something, for example, you have 20 pens, and someone says, "Can you please give me a pen?" Well, then of course you can give them a pen. All right? Or you have 20 t-shirts, and someone comes and says, "Oh, I saw yesterday you had such a beautiful t-shirt." You can say, "Okay, no problem. I'll bring it for you tomorrow." Well, because you don't wear it. So if it is not something you need to do your basic things like studying and eating and keeping yourself warm and looking like a wise person, and so on and on and on. So if you do not need it, or if you have extra, then of course you can give. And it's a very good thing. Then it will return back to you in the future. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of times. Imagine you give one pen, and then in the future you can have the most beautiful pens you can ever think about. And not just pens. You can get anything you want, because the merit, the good, if you give something, usually it does not bring you exactly the same thing back. It brings you the more beautiful and more things. So if you give someone food, you actually support someone in their beautiful body, healthy body, because you give them food. Will you give them a candy? So you support them in their pleasure, enjoy their pleasure, satisfy their hunger, or satisfy their taste. Well, then that means that not only that you will have abundance of candies in the future, but you will have pleasure in your body. You will have enough food and enough sweets and everything that you ever need for many, many lives in the future. If somebody wants clothes and you give them your extra clothes, well, why do you give it to them? Why do they want it? Well, they want it so that they look nice, so that they are safe from bacteria, from dirt, and so on. And so that people can have respect towards them because they're not naked, they have clothes. So when you give someone clothes, the clothes that you're not using, then as a result, in this life, in the future lives, you can enjoy safety, you can enjoy peace, you can enjoy coolness. It will not be hot, it will not be too cold. You will enjoy the right temperature. So giving things to another person doesn't mean that you will receive that thing back in the future. No. That's why when you can give, you do not want it back. Because if the person gives it back to you, well, then that's a problem. You did not donate it. You did not give it. You just lent it. So it's a little good deed. It's not a big one. A big one is when you give. You give someone a cake, and then for 100 lives, you enjoy abundance of most delicious food from morning till night every day. for giving one last cake that you had. Well, that's a good deal, isn't it? Now, suppose that they will take the cake and they'll say, well, I actually don't want to take it back. Well, then you lost the opportunity. Then you lost it. It's still a good deed, but it's small. How do you increase the power of your donations, of your generosity? By thinking what the other person needs. So rather than taking your broken toys and your old food or the food that you don't like and give it to another person, that's not a good idea. You are thinking about what the other person likes, what the other person will appreciate, what the other person is dreaming about. If you have it and you don't use it, it's not important for you, you can give it to them. And when you give it to them, that's a big merit. It's a huge merit. What does it mean? What's this thing called merit? Merit is when you do something good that will return to you later as pleasure. Now think about it, how merit is extremely powerful. If you do a merit to someone, to one person, suppose you have your last cake or your last candy and you have your friend and you know the friend really wants that cake. You come to that friend and you say, you know what, here you have the cake. You give them the cake. Now because you gave them the cake, now for example, 1,000 times, usually it is millions of times, but let's say that it is just 1,000 times. 1,000, you will get 1,000 times cakes in the future. Now, in order that you can get those cakes, someone else will need to give you the cake in the future. You don't ask them for that. That's just the power of your merit. 1,000 people will be giving you a cake in the future. Now think about that. Those 1,000 people gave you a cake. Well, then that means each and every of the 1,000 people will receive cake from 1,000 people. That is 1,000 times 1,000 is how much? 1 million. Not 2,000. 1 million. Then there will be 1 million of cake giving. Because 1,000 people will receive 1,000 cakes. 1 million of cake giving. Oh, that's a lot of cakes, right? And it is all called, how did you do it? How did you make 1 million of cake giving? By giving one cake to your friend. Isn't that amazing? You do a little good deed and then the world becomes happy. Now imagine that you do only good deeds. Well, then the world is only happy. Now there is the other side, the dark side. What if you hit someone? What if you punch somebody? Well, then you will suffer 1,000 punches. You don't want that. Now think about that. If 1,000 people give you a punch, well then each of those 1,000 people will receive 1,000 punches from someone else. So by punching one person one time, you have caused 1 million punching in the world. That's pretty bad, isn't it? One little bad deed, one little evil can cause so much of suffering. So it really doesn't make any sense at all to harm anyone. And it totally makes so much sense to always be ready to give and support and help and wish. All right? Fine. That's the Dhamma talk for today. And now we have time for questions. So whoever has a question, raise your hand and I will go one by one. Felix, what can I do for you? I cannot hear you. You're muted.
I do not have a question. I would say my battery is very, very low.
I totally don't understand what you say.
I said I don't have a question, but my battery is very, very low. It's literally 14%.
Very, very
My
low.
battery is very, very low.
Your
because
dad is
it's-
very, very old?
No, my battery is very, very low. It's 14%. My computer.
Your battery is very, very old. Okay. Now, finally I understood. Your battery is low. It's 40%. Okay, fine. Actually, now, because I have already assigned to you homework, you do not have to do mind maps, anyone. But if you want, I totally encourage you in doing it. I will not be asking you about your mind maps anymore, but if you do them and if you share them later with me, I'm happy, but it's not your homework anymore. Now your homework is to read the 2 chapters, namely Alien, the Great Steps into the Precepts, and then Morning Metta, and write one single sentence from them. So you can write one sentence from Morning Metta or one sentence from Alien, the Great Steps into the Precepts. All right, that's all. That's your homework. So now, because you know what to do, you can all go to sleep if it's too late. Some of you are joining from the US and it's very late for them. It's over 10 p.m. in the, what is it? In the East Coast of the US. So you can take rest and later you can watch the recording and I will continue with the others. Franklin?
Why do you not get the same thing when you give it to other people?
Because that's the power. You do not just give them one thing. You also have the thought of love that you want to support them in that what they're doing. And this thought of love is so extremely powerful that you will never get that kind of low quality of the thing that you give. For example, you give someone a pen that's made of plastic. In the future, you will be using a pen that's made of gold. Why is your pen golden or silver? Well, because when you gave the plastic pen, you added your love. And that love is so powerful that you cannot get such a low quality pen. You will get golden or silver pen. Is that clear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes, Edward?
He answered this question once, but why from all the parts they pick from the knees to cover when you meditate? Why from all the parts they pick the knees?
Why knees? I don't know. But that's the tradition. It's good to cover your legs and cover your hands and cover your body. Probably to avoid the boasting. My knees are so beautiful. Everyone, please look at my beautiful knees. So when you cover your knees, you're no more that conceited. You cannot boast with your knees anymore because you have covered them. Okay? So it is called restraint. You cover your body. It's the same thing like, why don't you tell everywhere what you know and what you can do? Oh, I can write A and B and C. I'm so clever. And I can also count 1 + 1 is 2. You see, I'm so intelligent. You see, you don't do that. Why don't you do it? You don't have to do that. Unless it is important, you don't do it. So in the same way, you do not uncover, you do not show your body. Like you do not show your skills, you do not show your body unless it is important. You keep your feet uncovered because you need to have them uncovered so that when you walk in your place, so that when you walk, you have more power over your feet. You can easily move your toes and things like that, and you're not, you don't have the trouble with the shoes. And the same thing, you keep your hands uncovered so that you can easily use your fingers. And you keep your head uncovered so that people can see you easily and recognize you from other people. So then you need to keep some of your body parts uncovered so that you can use the body easy. But those parts that you do not use at that moment, that do not have to be uncovered, then you keep them covered so that you can uncover them later if needed. For example, when you play some sport, what kind of sport would you need? For example, when you do gymnastics, well then either you uncover your knees, or when you do exercise, either you uncover your knees or you use special clothes that covers your knees, but it allows you for the movement. Okay, Edward? Tuệ An? Tuệ An?
Yes, Dante, I would like to ask you a question. When I give my friends something, but one time, when I needed, my friends have 2 pencils. My friends refused giving to me.
Yes. And then, what's the question?
So how can I do?
What can you do? You can do nothing because you gave it to them, so it's theirs. When you give, you need to expect that they will never give it back and that they will never lend it to you. That's part of giving.
Okay.
That's why giving is so difficult. Because when you give for good. Okay?
Yeah.
Van Nguyet.
Okay, thank you. Venerable Sir, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
How can I be confident when I are studying?
What do you want to be confident about? Explain.
Math.
Yes? But what do you mean by being confident? Please explain to me how does it look like when you are not confident, and what would be the difference when you are confident? You can give me an example of situation. Yes, Van Guyet, I am listening to you.
When I am not confident, I cannot answer my teacher question. And when I am confident, I can.
When you are not confident, do you actually know the answer, or do you not know the answer?
No, not know.
You don't know it. And when you are confident, do you know the answer or not?
When I was confident, I know the answer.
So what do you need more, to be confident or to know the answer?
To know the answer.
So what can I help you with? Should I help you how to know the answer, or should I help you how to be confident?
How to be confident.
How to be Well, to be confident, you need to know the answer, right? So you actually already know how to be confident. You know that if you know the answer, then you're confident. So now the question is how to know the answer. Do you know how to know the answer?
Yes. Yes.
So how do you do it? How will you know the answer? What will you do so you will know the answer?
I study more.
Study more. So now suppose that you study more and therefore you know the answer and therefore you are confident. Will then that be the fulfilling of your wish? Van Nguyệt. Suppose you study more, you know the answer, and therefore you are confident. Will that wish be fulfilled?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So is that the answer, or how more can I help you?
That is the answer.
That's the answer. Okay. So Van Nguyệt, the only way how to be confident is to learn more. If you learn more, then you will be confident. It's very important. It's very important. Now, Van Nguyệt, do you know how to learn more? Is it easy for you to learn more?
No.
What is difficult? How? Why do you find it difficult?
When I am studying, I get bored and I'm sleepy.
Okay. So what about to study earlier in the day? Would you be able to study earlier before you get earlier before you go? Let's say you would study in the morning.
But I prefer playing.
You prefer playing. Well then, you have choice, right? So you can play and then study at night, be bored, be tired, and then not have the knowledge and therefore not be confident. Or you can study in the morning, not be bored, get a lot of knowledge, play in the evening, and be confident. What do you think about that? Văn Nguyệt.
Rồi con sẽ học trước rồi chơi sau.
I will learn first and then I will play.
Perfect. If you learn first and then you play, then you can be very successful. Actually, if you learn first and then you play, your playing is better. Why is your playing better after you have finished learning? Van Nguyệt, any idea?
No.
Okay, so now I will ask everybody here in the class, why do you think your playing will be more enjoyable if you play after you have finished your learning? If you know, raise your hand. Bennett?
Can I leave the meeting?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Can we?
Can I leave the meeting?
Of course, yes, please. Yes, everybody can leave the meeting if you want. Yes. Lucas.
I know why.
Tell me.
Because you don't have to do, because you don't have to do work, well, you don't have leftovers and you can play as much as you want.
That's right, because you do not worry that you will have a problem when you play. You do not worry that you will have to learn something. You don't have anymore the duty to do learning. You can enjoy your playing 100% without thinking about your learning, because you have finished the learning. It's done. And therefore you can play 100% without worry. Is it clear, Van Nguyet?
Yeah.
Perfect. As much as you can, everybody, do your duties, do your homework, do your learning before you start playing, so that when you play, your playing is the most enjoyable, most happy, most powerful. And moreover, there is one more benefit, one more good thing. If you play before learning, will your parents praise you? Oh, please play as much as you can? Van Nguyet, what do you think?
Could you please repeat
Yes.
your...
If you first play and then you will be learning, then you will study for your school, then during that playing before learning, will your parents come and support you in your playing and say, oh, that's great that you're playing now?
No.
They won't, right? But if you first study and then you play, what will your parents then say as you are playing, if it is after you have done all your studies? What do you think?
My parents will say that I good.
They will say that you're good. Yes, they will praise you. Exactly. If you first study and then play, while you study, you will be praised. While you play, you will be praised. You will be only praised and only supported. So it is a win-win strategy. You study, you play, and not only that you have more knowledge and you're confident at school, but you also get praise from everywhere. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so that's the strategy. That's the way how you win. It's the way how you win in your life. First, do duty and then enjoy. And then you will be successful in everything you do. Okay, so that's enough for today. It was my pleasure to see everybody. And I hope to see you next week.
Thank you very much, Bante. Everyone, can you please unmute? Yes, I'm already asking you. Unmute. Can you please unmute Tuấn Minh, Đức Bảo, Đức Thắng, Minh Anh.
Then you check.
Quang Khải, can you please unmute?
Hello.
Now can you please put your hands in front of your chest?
Okay.
Please put your hands in front of your chest.
I know it.
Can you please say after me, goodbye, venerable sir?
Goodbye, venerable sir. Goodbye, venerable sir.
Goodbye.